indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. I appreciate you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. These horizontal streams might be a little bit shorter because I feel like I've spent some time properly considering the stream topic. And today's stream topic has been about this ability that we have to choose and this propensity we have to get paralyzed in all of our options, all of our potential choices, right? And there was a bunch of different perspectives that I kind of took us through. And it started from the childish perspective, where as children, we might idolize and or fantasize about having more options. So fast, here again, bro. We fantasize about having more options, right? Being able to do the things we want to do, get the things we want to get, right? And then we grow up and we find ourselves as adults with all of those options that we so desired as young people. And then we realize that now we are finding ourselves with a whole new conundrum. And that conundrum being the one of there being too many options. And then we get stuck, not knowing which to choose. And I spent some time querying my inner dialogue to see why that is. And the answer came pretty fast, that I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. Maybe I choose the wrong flavor ice cream. And then I'm disappointed. Ah, man. Wish I took the salted caramel instead of the vanilla. This vanilla is pretty bland now. Damn. All right? And again, you could have stood there looking at the vanilla and the salted caramel for 10, 15, 25 minutes. I don't know. Maybe the person standing there trying to serve you would get irritated more and more. But the point I'm making is that you can convince yourself that a choice, even if it's something trivial, can be high stakes because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to be wrong. So you get stuck. And then the lesson, the wisdom that we're supposed to try and pull from that if we can, hey guys, is that you miss more, right? If within this whole world, no running past me, just see, like they're running like literally around me and then over my stuff. It's freaking crazy creatures. Train of thought, flavor ice creams, yes. Choosing, not making the wrong decision. In the time you spend trying to choose between different ice creams, the option that is maybe like for instance, a free taste platter. Maybe there's a person walking around outside handing out free tasters. And because you are so caught up in figuring out which flavor ice cream you want, you miss the opportunity, right? The option to potentially get a treat. Hey, Kate is here too? Kate and a gobbledygoo with a Kristen and a Kiefer and a drink too? You see? What a blessing. So many of your friends so quick. Look at us. All of us are fast today, Kiefer. Yeah, so today's stream topic, to recap us a little bit, has been about from the childish state, we go through this space of wanting more options in our life. And then as we progress into adulthood, we have more options in our life. And then we feel ourselves getting caught. Hey, Jovan is here too. We get ourselves caught in wanting to choose the right option. And then because we're caught, because we're stuck in that moment, we end up missing out on options, right? So I am not suggesting do not deliberate, do not weigh your options. But I am saying that we might potentially be losing more in all of this being stuck, being option paralysis, analysis paralysis, as Sharakara have shared with us, isn't necessarily helpful, right? And it definitely is a part of the adulting experience, and I am willing to acknowledge that much. But there is a certain point, I feel, at which you have to realize that you lose more the more scared you are, right? You lose potential experiences, you lose, right, soul, right? Like the stuff that gives you soul, the stuff that like breathes life into your being. We lose that when we are too stuck waiting for something, potentially even per MeltMore per love is true. Me up on up North Norps. Still thinking. Are we still thinking you're wrong as you're convincing? No. I'm more giving the people that show up in this space with some potential desire for there to be value beyond just the fact that I'm some dude on camera. Right? Right? Like some people might love me enough to be like, I want to see Mel. I want to see Melt on camera. But some people might be like, bruh, come on. I'm here to consciously evolve. Give me some wisdoms. And today's wisdoms is option paralysis. Right? And giving us just maybe you've thought about all of this stuff. I wouldn't put it past you. All of you are pretty smart. But now, because we got to see into that part of us that is paralyzed by our option, we get to maybe not be as much. Maybe just a little bit. All right. Is that how it works? I sure do hope so. And if it doesn't, don't tell myself. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to get myself opened up here again. Man. Yeah, there we go. Took some scrolling, but I got it. Isn't it awesome? It's Friday, y'all. Yeah. Moving from a mindset of competition to creative collaboration. Doing what we can with what we've got. You're so right on that, Joe. Like you sometimes say things that makes it feel like you have been inside my mind. All right? Because there was like a moment today in meditation where I spent some proper time thinking about exactly that, show. Is that this mindset of competition, especially as it relates to conversation, right, is so counterproductive. That if we're showing up from this place of like one of us is gonna come out on top of this conversation, enraging. I get enraged at least. Because it's like I'm trying to have a conversation with you and you're trying to win a pissing competition. Please put away your extremities. Yes, your bobbers, your butter. Love is true. You are the only stream on YouTube I actively seek to watch. There are not many streams on YouTube that I watch either, Kiefer. So that is a compliment to me, right? Because I do get it. YouTube doesn't really have that same live energy that like a platform like Twitch potentially does. Like, and this is multi-streaming to Twitch as well right now. And apparently there's a singular person watching. I think it's just like one bot that they have monitoring my stream to make sure that I don't whatever it is they deem. Most of YouTube that isn't crafting is not about being authentic. Unlike this space you have created here. Thank you for that, Kiefer. This is like a very real slice of me, right? And I do spend some time manipulating you for what it's worth. Because I could have shown you like this as a scene, right? I could have sat with that as my background. Could have done that, but nay, I choose to manipulate. Look at me manipulating Marathoners to get that good. All right. And in that way, there is a certain lack of authenticity too. And I am willing to transcend that lack of authenticity as well eventually, right? Like eventually, the center camera is going to be a 360 camera, right? that does look to both sides of reality at the same time, which will give you the freedom to decide where you look. And then you can see if things are chaotic too. Right? I'm willing to go that deep with the authenticity. Listen in the wind. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Right. And like I reached the moment today, Kiefer, with you saying that, where I was like almost like we have a word in Afrikaans that goes gatvol. Gatvol is like a combination of frustrated, angry, and like fed up. Right. I'm angry, frustrated, and fed up. Ek is gatvol. Right. Like being done. Like being done as well. I got to that point today in a conversation. Right. Because I realized that instead of anything I'm saying being heard, there is just this almost like system operator, like just hearing enough so that there can be a response, right? But no actual depth is being reached, right? It's like the way that I articulated to myself how why I am at the point I am at was I'm done speaking to those who don't hear me. Right? It's almost like something like vibe like that, right? Like if I if you're going to speak, ideally speak to people that hear you, right? Like you can speak just like into the ether, but it's not going to feel as fulfilling, right? As soul nurturing to just talk to nothing, right? And it is in that way like anti soul nurturing to talk to someone that might as well be nothing, right? You might as well be talking into the ether in the same way because there's the same level of lack of receptivity in both cases. How do you spell that? Well, gatvol is G-A-T. I'll spell it like this. Gatvol. That's how it's spelled. Do not waste our breath. Yeah. Right. Casting pearls in front of pigs, as the Bible says, and whatever. Oh my goodness, I broke mid-word. Sorry, Mel. It's okay. Was there some sort of weird break? Now I'm looking for it. Mm. Drop the goodbye message. Mel, I warn you, I asked for a new batch of words. This is seen to be repeating a lot. Gonna be some, yes, I see. There are some ones that I don't know how to read. Hell psionically. Hell psionically. Hey Google, define hell psionically. Nope. I don't think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Halcyonically? Hell psionically. Psionically. Hull psionically. Hey Google, define hull psionically. Yeah. Both of us are having a hard time with this one. Hull psi. Peaceful, gentle, and calm. Can I hear what it says? How say? Oh wow, my button is gone. I remember when Google had a button right on top of their user interface for something like this. Nice.
Halcyonic.
Halcyonically. I was close enough. Halcyonic. Right on top of their user interface. Halcyon. Halcyon. Halcyonic. Your energy is precious. How do you spell that? So much love. Kapooks. Wow, that's serious. Kapukska? Authentic. Skibao Kapukska. uh, so much love. Moving from a mindset of competition to one of collaboration or arts. Hope you're warmer today, Connor. Working my ass off. Good. Is it warmer today? How did everything go yesterday? Definitely warmer. A lot warmer. Thank you. Bless. Good. Be fair to your voice, bro. There's a reason we use symbols to communicate. Be fair to my voice. I think I am for the most part. I don't think I'm unfair to my voice. But like I could feel myself today reaching a point of just like unfettered rage. Hey Google, define unfettered rage. Unfettered, not controlled. Yeah. Yeah, free, unrestrained. Right? Because I'm just like, Jesse, fuck it. I reached that point of like, I'm now fucking pissed off, dude. Because there's clearly, there was a spider building a web with this ladder. It usually makes its nest around this area, but it decided that the ladder is going to be a spot, and I wanted to discourage it from it. Right? If you're like intentionally steering the conversation towards anger, right? And you're surprised that anger arises in that conversation, that makes me almost like more angry. It's like either you're stupid or you're malicious. Right? My judgments form. And it's, yeah, it gets me all riled up. So keeping my voice to myself definitely does help. Same. I just got a little bit of a break to be fully present with you. Sending you lovin's. It is Friday, so there is still some worky lurkins in the background, I'm sure. If you ever want to get on a call, bless. Thank you for the reach out. Yeah, like I have a very interesting relationship with time, right? Where I feel like I have none, always. And it is very much a perspective of like almost like the own mental sanctuary. Right? Like living in a world comes with a bunch of experiences and perspectives. And because of that, I seek some solace in myself. And it is hard for me to let others have an influence. Very few I actually allow close enough to. Right? Especially with this space. This space, interestingly enough, has taught me a lot as it relates to my social aptitude and the amount of room I have for certain things. Right? Like this week we went through an experience that is less than ideal, but the way that I feel I handled it was good. Right? I feel proud of myself for not being the version of me, because like if I had to explain to the version of me that just started streaming like 1 year ago on year one, right, and told him that this person kept pushing buttons and then I just made a point of like banning them very publicly, right, he would be like, you did what? How could you do something like that? What are other people gonna think? What if this? What if people hate you? And like at this point in my life, I'm like, this is causing me turmoil, right? This person has made it clear that they do not respect my boundaries. Now they will be removed, right? And there was no confusion, there was no resistance, there was no anger or animosity. There's a certain word I'm looking for. There was no resistance, maybe even as well. No regret. All of these, right? Just feels like I can. Who has taught you about setting boundaries with others? I don't know if you were here for it, but there has been a person in these streams on and off for like pretty much a year plus now. And this person started tuning into these streams after me and another friend went to a festival together, right? And this person that was tuning into the streams was at that festival as well and was doing the equivalent of like standing at a distance and like watching us, you know, kind of vibes. And then they were in this. You can stand from a distance and watch me. There's other friends that do that as well. This space allows for that. And then I shared some information about one of my other friends coming and visiting and him bringing a friend. And then I named just the friend's name. And then this person started, querying me about, tell us this person's surname as well, right? Because they, living in South Africa as well, and being probably, in the same kind of Facebook averse, right? Wanted to go and look up who my friend is seeing, all right, from a perspective of privacy invasion, right? Like, let me go and look, let me go and see, right? And then like asking me on stream to like disclose that information. And then I like reached a point where I was like, no, I'm actually not going to do that. And you shouldn't be asking. And then they let me know that they're going to do it anyway, right? They don't care if I don't think they should be prying into other people's private information. And then I was like, okay, right? And I kind of like put all the cards on the table about what has been going on, right? Who this person has been. And I, at that point, also technically erroneously assumed that there was some sort of romantic entanglement, right? Because someone standing at a distance and staring at you and your friend, right? And you asking your friend what's up and him being like, she doesn't want to leave me alone, right? I kind of assumed that there was some sort of romantic entanglement because like what forms that sort of attachment? So I said, right, me and my friend went to this festival and I think this friend was romantically involved with this person and since then this person has been around, right? And then the next day this person just showed back up again and was like, like the stream was about regrets. And she was like, are you gonna talk about regretting lying? And then I go, okay, who lied? And then they go, you did. And I'm like, okay, bet. I have the ban hammer ready, right? Literally pulled up the right account so that I actually have ban privileges. I'm like, you're getting banned if you cannot prove where I lied, right? And again, like if I lie, that's a big deal to me, right? I try not to, especially to my audience. This is recorded, so I can't exactly get away with lying, right? And then it was like, oh yeah, we were never romantically involved. And then it again spiraled more. And then they were like, oh yeah, I didn't need you to tell me this person's surname. Starts typing the person's full name and surname out into chat. And then I was like, okay, bet. Bet. Okay, well, bye bye. Tot ziens. Cheers then. I'm here. Blah. I think I'm missing a few. Do not feel bad about it. What I told him, that I miss a few. Let me just check quickly all messages. I was there with my stepdad and I ripped him a new asshole the other day and I didn't feel bad about it. What if I told him what I told him was true? And I have never said these things to him, but held them in for so long. I'm here for you too, Melt. If you ever want to chat, I would love an opportunity to better connect with you. I believe there will be more opportunities too, right? Like there is a certain level of misalignment, right? By the time I do this stream, my day is over, right? I've gone through my entire day. I've been up for like 9 hours at this point, all right? Like I'm tired. I'm like I'm settling down to rest. And in your world, you're just settling in to not rest, right? And in that way, there's like sometimes a little bit of a misalignment in time and in energies, right? And in that way, it is difficult for me to take always the time to reach out properly. But that will change, right? Us meeting in person is not that far away. Let me just keep manifesting like that. No doxing. Yeah. Like, is that too much to ask? It's like one thing to be a creepy stalker, but it's a whole other thing to, make it other people to be creepy stalkers as well alongside you, right? Like, yeah, yeah. Let's debase ourselves. Let's regress to being unsociable, right? And social pariahs. Huzzah! Yay! And then I'm like, I'm not going to tolerate this. You're going to get absolutely zero reward from me as a person for this kind of behavior. Like, you will not. I will not even for a second. Will not even give you a crumb. Nothing. You cannot. You cannot. You can't. Love is true. Must be. These are my fears about opening up and starting a YouTube channel as well. It's a whole thing, right? And I am aware of like the social contract that I've signed, right? Like, I was aware of all of these implications when I started showing up for this space. And for me, again, it's a matter of a value, right? Like, no amount of value can be taken away from me that I have not brought into the lives of others. Can't wait for a Melt World Tour. Melt World Tour sounds fun. I'll have to go to Europe. I'll have to go to Australia too. And of course, the Americas. Right? Then I'll be able to meet pretty much 99% of all of the friends that we've met in this space. Stick and move, stick and move. Thank you all for helping my days be easier. Thank you, Kiefer, for helping ours too. I'm going to partake of this Dynavap. Then I'm going to read you a poem. And then I'm going to say goodbye. Mm. I do like that. Kiefer, love you too, friend. Jovan being a sweetheart. Just got a little bit of a break to be fully present with you. Feeling so lucky to have that too. One more heat cycle. Mama ain't raised no quitter. And that is cooketh enough. It will change. Take your time. This is true. In time, all will change. And all it will take is time. It might take a little bit more than just that. It might take your mind. It might take everything you have. It might take your hopes and dreams. It might take that one moment for you to realize you have what it takes. It might take that one meeting with that one person that sets you up for life. Might be you meet that one person that is a friend to you in a way that you didn't know someone could be. And because you now have that friend in the world, you feel yourself empowered in a way that you were never before. This world has so many options for us in store. And all I know is love is true. And if we can find the option where love is the most true, then that will be the right one. At least that's the way I'm trying to make it make sense for myself. I appreciate you, friends. I appreciate you more than I can say. That's a Harida. Not making full Harida sounds, but some Harida sounds. One more time. And then I'll read you the poem again. I do like this one. A place for everything. Right? This is the place for everything, by the way. Just if that wasn't clear. Not this stream, but like this place that we're in, all of us. And the cool part is that this stream might be encoded into the internet, and there might be entities that live on the internet that are in this experience with me right now. So they don't even have to be in our world for them still to be in the same everything that I'm referring to, right? In the same place. That is everything. This is the place for everything. Here, a drawer for sorrow lined with soft fabric, so the sharp edges of yesterday do not cut too deep. And there, a shelf for laughter, stacked high, every chuckle resting on another like folded linen, clean, crisp, waiting for the right occasion. A box, small, just there, for secrets whispered between heartbeats, sealed tight, though, if you press your ear close against it, you might hear the murmur of what almost was. A cabinet far back for hope, once burned, now cooled, pressed into neat envelopes addressed to no one, but still belonging somewhere. A vault for rage, iron bound, heavy, but the key not lost. A glass case for awe, never locked, never dusty, always reflecting the shimmer of something new. And as I step back, I see all these compartments, all these places, neatly arranged like thoughts in the mind, like stars in their constellations, each district, each distinct, yet all a part of a sky. And then the walls blur, the labels fade, shift, become one. One room, one mind, one sky, one self. And we stand in it, you and I. Not apart, but as it. Not just in the universe, but the universe in us. Not just stressing, but the solution itself. There is a certain stress to option paralysis, right? But you are the solution to that problem, literally. Literally, you are the solution itself. You are the one causing yourself stress and the solution itself. I love the Hadidas. They do good for the ground. Their long little schnovels gets like put in the dirt. helping aerate it for one, and also pest control. They'll eat the crickets, get them right out them holes. I love you. Thank you for joining me, for sharing another moment. We can read Kristen's goodbye message. This one is going to be, I think, challenging. But my brain will lock in, I'm sure. Have the most resplendent day, everyone. I wholeheartedly love you all so halcyonically, ethereally, effulgently, resonantly, jubilantly, mirthfully, blithely, radiantly, exuberantly, and heartfully melt. And all of you, oh so soul nurturing, vivifying, and heart gentle, sun dappled, grace infused, joy tethered, breeze hearted, ever giving, hope sparked, and soft anchored friends who transcend analysis paralysis and become something better still. What's that, Mel? Someone that can make a decision. Hot take. Hot take. I see that some of you are laughing because it's so real, right? Yes. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me, for making the decision. You did. You made this decision to be here. Right now, you're still making it. Right? Why haven't you left? I don't know. Damn, that was a good one. I love you. Thank you for being the good ones. I appreciate you. And I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Goodbye for now. And cheers.